And Castrol, it was a stable quarter. The company delivered double-digit volume growth this quarter. Sumit Sarkar caught up with Omer Dormen, the managing director of Castrol, and began by asking him about just that.
First of all, we're really delighted to announce a strong set of results, which is a continuation of our growth and growth aspirations, and as well as strategy delivery. That means we're on track in terms of delivering volume growth, which is also a profitable volume growth. So if I look at the quarter two, you mentioned the growth in PBT as well as the revenue. And the growth has come from a volume growth, which is 19%. 12% in the quarter versus last quarter 2017, and that's mainly driven by personal mobility, our commercial sector, as well as our power brand growth. One area which is really pleasing is that 80% of our growth in the first half of the year has come from the products that we introduced in the last 9 months, the last 3 quarters. So this was an action that we took in 2017. We have a pipeline of new products driven by technology and deep market insight, and those are now delivering. And in fact, in the last 3 years, we have refreshed 50% of our portfolio with the new product launches. Now, the quarter has also seen significant increase in cost environment. The trading environment has been unfavorable, with rising input costs driven largely from base oil and crude prices, as well as additive costs and forex. It's good to see that despite the 4% cost of goods increase, we were able to retain the unit margin, the unit profitability, and deliver volume growth. Now, going forward, we see some continuing headwinds in terms of the environment because the crude prices looks like there's an upward pressure. We expect forex volatility to continue, but we're not going to compromise on the volume growth. We're taking action in terms of margin management, but it's not going to be at the expense of volume. So the volume momentum we expect to continue, and especially driven by personal mobility space as well as our power brands.
As you just mentioned, in fact, in the second quarter, your EBITDA margins also expanded compared to last year to close to 27%. So what aided the EBITDA margins in this quarter, sir?
So the reason for that is that we took a price increase in the beginning of this year in anticipation of the cost environment. So we were ahead in terms of our price increases. But in the quarter, actually, we've seen rising costs beyond our expectation. So we've taken another price increase in beginning of Q3, actually in July, to also absorb the cost increase. So I think we're quite Castrol team is really good in terms of managing margin, in terms of price increases, as well as delivering efficiency through cost savings, but at the same time through product mix improvement. So we sell a higher share of our products, our premium products, which is also driving the unit profitability.
And do you expect this margins levels to sustain for the second half of calendar year 2018? The current margin levels, I mean.
So, as I said, we expect some headwinds in quarter three, but largely we expect over the long term we expect the margins to be sustainable. But at the same time, of course, you may have hikes in the quarter because of sudden sharp increases in forex or input costs. But over the long term, if you look at the trend, Castrol India team has been able to retain margin and expand margins. So we have a story which is a profitable volume growth, which has been successful in the last 10 quarters, except one quarter, which was the GST transition quarter.
So the company might take price hikes in the second half because of the forex movement, you're saying?
We have already taken price hikes in July. So from August onwards, it will be in the market.
Okay. And how was the volume growth in the commercial vehicle segment and the personal vehicle segment in this quarter?
I think the pleasing part is, as we always say, our focus is on personal mobility, but we did introduce new products in commercial sector as well, expecting that there will be infrastructure development and there will be higher economic activity in commercial segment. And it's great to see that this quarter, commercial sector grew ahead of the personal mobility space for the first time. And actually, if you look at first half, we, for the first time in Castrol India's history, we had 3 of our products for bikes, cars, and trucks on air, on TV at the same time, which is showing that it's paying back in terms of our product launches as well as our investment. So it's great to see that the commercial sector is also delivering growth ahead of personal mobility. Probably this was more specific to 2018 because of the economic activity. But it's also great to see that Castrol is taking advantage of the economic activity, and we're growing ahead of the market.